ready for your good night story?
Yes, Grandma Universe. Come in.
What do you want to hear about today?
Grandma Universe, I want to know where you came from.
Where I came from? Well, what do you want to know?
Everything. How old are you?
Well, I'm 13.8 billion years old.
Wow, Grandma Universe, you're really old.
I am.
Was that before electricity was formed?
Oh yes, that was quite a bit before electricity. Let me make it relative to you. Instead of 13.8 billion years old, let's say I'm 138 years old. I would have been born in 1880, right when electricity was first invented. Does that make sense?
Wow, Grandma, tell me more.
If I was born in 1880, then the gut era, electroweak era, particle era, era of nucleosynthesis, era of nuclei, all would have occurred within a blink of an eye, and then the era of atoms would have dragged on. Then, in 1883, when time zones were first used across the world, the stars and galaxies would have come into being. It was a beautiful, beautiful thing, but it took a long time.
What happened next?
Well, 50 years ago, about 88 years after I was born, the sun would have came into being, and this solar system would have been created. That was around the time that Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated. And then 38 years ago, the earliest life forms came into being.
What kind of life forms, and what was happening during that time?
Well, they were single-celled organisms called bacteria, and they could survive in harsh environments with incredibly high temperatures. This would have been happening around the time that Ronald Reagan was elected president.
Whoa, Grandma Universe, you've lived a pretty cool life. Were there any animals back then?
Well, only 2 years ago, mammals would have first came into being.
Wow, only in 2016? So when Trump was elected and Zika virus outbroke and the Syrian refugee crisis took place? That would have only been just then?
Wow, you really know your history.
We're learning it in school. What about people?
Oh, they weren't around quite yet. They would have the dinosaurs would have only become extinct about 6.5 months ago.
In September?
Yeah, right around the time Hurricane Irma hit.
Wow. So when did people come?
2 days ago.
On Saturday?
Yes, March 24th. You know what day that was?
National Covered Chocolate Raisin Day!
Grandma's favorite day!
Yay!
Would you like one? Grandma's favorite.
Mmm!
Yes, and 51 seconds ago, Galileo first used a telescope to explore the night sky. That would have been right when you asked me the question of my life. 41 seconds ago, Newton created his theory of gravity. And 14 seconds ago, Einstein founded the theory of relativity.
Wow, this is all happening really fast. All while we would be having this conversation.
Exactly. And when you said that about 11 seconds ago, Edwin Hubble discovered the universe was ever expanding, just like my love for you always grows.
Ah, I love you too, Grandma Universe.
What I'm trying to tell you is that all complex life on Earth is fairly recent.
Wow, Grandma Universe, that's a really cool story about your life. But wait, Grandma Universe, where did you come from?
Well, with the scale we've been using, the Big Bang was confirmed as a theory only 3.5 seconds ago.
Wow, Grandma Universe, what's the Big Bang?
The Big Bang is the idea that the universe was suddenly born and is not infinite. It is a scientific theory that predicts what the universe was like in the earliest of times. Up to the middle of the 20th century, most scientists thought of the universe as infinite and ageless. Einstein's theory of relativity helped people better understand gravity. Edwin Hubble discovered that galaxies were moving apart from each other, which told us that the universe was expanding. In 1964, cosmic background radiation was discovered, and with other observation evidence, the Big Bang was supported, officially in 1990. Everything we see today began as an incredibly hot and dense collection of matter and radiation. The Big Bang Theory, therefore, describes how expansion and cooling of this intense mixture of particles and photons could have led to what we now see with the stars and the galaxies, the universe as we know it. As time expands, the universe is cooling. The universe was so hot during the first few seconds that photons could transform themselves into matter, and vice versa. Antimatter, matter, and photons were switching back and forth due to these really high temperatures, in accordance with Einstein's formula, E equals mc squared. With advancements in physics, we are able to determine the energy and temperatures that exist in the universe 1/10 billionth of a second after the Big Bang. You also have to keep in mind that everything around us is governed by 4 fundamental forces: gravity, electromagnetism, strong force, and the weak force. Gravity is the glue that holds planets and galaxies and stars all together, while strong and weak forces operate on a nuclear level. Strong force is used to bind atomic nuclei together, whereas weak forces allow for nuclear fission and fusion. These forces work together to create a single force, such as the electroweak force. In the first instance after the Big Bang, a superforce was at play, and it merged strong, weak, and electromagnetic forces all together. But as the universe cooled and expanded, this superforce became gravity and gut force, which then turned into strong and electroweak forces. And this all occurred in 1/10 billionth of a second.
Wow, Grandma Universe, that is so cool. But what happened before the Big Bang? What happened before you were born?
That's a pretty common question, and I don't exactly have a straight answer for you. But with the Big Bang, I created time and space. Therefore, the Big Bang wasn't an explosion, as most people think it is. It didn't happen inside, and it didn't expand into because there was nothing to expand into. It is literally when space and time were created at the same time. And that is how I, Grandma Universe, first came to be.
Grandma Universe, I want to know why.
Well, maybe if you keep studying and being so inquisitive, you'll be able to tell me about the universe someday and how the Big Bang happened.
Thanks, Grandma Universe. I love you.
I love you too.